So how many people have been focusing on creating optimal health, following multiple different protocols, yet still have not found their way or found the health and wellness that they're really looking for? Now, so often in my clinic, I see people that are doing all these great things, and really, I don't want to take anything away from the protocols that they're already doing. But what's so interesting is so often they're just missing some of the basic fundamentals of health. And so let's talk about these fundamentals. And I want to help you understand where my analogy is for this, because as I think you've already recognized with my other videos and my website, is I like to make everything simple. All right, so my analogy for building your health is I compare it to building a house. Now you can see this picture here where I have the house, and within this house I have all of the different fundamentals. Now let's compare that. If you're building a house, you have fundamentals. You need bricks, lumber, drywall, nails, roofing, and such to build your house. Now, to build your health, you also have these fundamentals. So in matter of importance, and this is from my opinion and working on literally thousands of clients through the years to watch them gain their health and wellness, is in my opinion, your fundamentals of health go in this direction. Number one is the air you breathe. Now with this, I'm not exactly talking about quality of air. Now it would be wonderful if we could all live on a pristine mountainside and breathe good, clean, fresh air on a regular basis. That's not real for most of us. What I'm talking about here is actually getting adequate oxygen to the cells in your body. When you take a breath, approximately 1/4 of your blood is exposed to the oxygen in that breath. And that only takes a matter of moments for that 1/4 of blood to be dispersed throughout your body to oxygenate the cells in your body. So if you're breathing like most in our culture, which is very short, very shallow, you're restricting your number one fundamental of health. So make sure that you're incorporating some deep belly breathing exercises throughout your day to actually take care of that number one fundamental. Number two is actually the water you drink. Most of us know the importance of drinking good quality water, but I can share that most of my clients come in not even drinking half of what would be required for them. A basic requirement is approximately 1 quart for every 50 pounds of body weight on a daily basis. Remember though, we're all individuals. Some people sit most of the day, some people are very active, and you have your own biochemical individuality that plays a role here also. So that 1 quart for 50 pounds is just a basic starting point. After water, the third fundamental of health is nutrition, the food you eat. The one deep understanding for me here, I tend to agree with what Hippocrates said approximately 2,600 years ago, is that one man's food is another man's poison. So there is no one-size-fits-all meal plan. Not everybody should be a vegetarian. Not everybody should be on the Atkins diet. It's about finding out what's right for you as an individual. After nutrition is sleep. When we're talking about sleep, most people already understand that they need a good quality night's sleep. Approximately 8 hours. Some people do great on 7, some people need 9. Find what's right for you on an individual basis. But it's not just the right amount of hours of quality sleep. You see, it's also sleeping at the right time. To understand when you're sleeping, your body does most of its maintenance and repair. So it's very important to get what you need on this level. I will occasionally have a client that will be in my office, and I love when I hear this, is that, what they'll share is that, well, Glenn, I don't have to be at work until noon every day, so I'm more of a night person. I like to go to bed at 1 or 2 in the morning, but I still get my 8 hours of sleep. That's okay, right? And with that person, I always say, no, that's not okay. And there's no such thing as a night person. Being a night person is a learned behavior. You see, if you understand, if we don't have a clock or a watch to look at, or if we don't have a light switch that we're turning on and off, we're strictly sleeping based on sun exposure. The sun would go down, maybe 3 hours after the sun would go down, there would be enough of a hormonal shift to put us in a nice restful state where we just lay down our head and we go to sleep. Now in the morning, when we would wake up naturally, is based on the sun again. When the sun would rise, that's the highest natural cortisol response in our day. That cortisol is raised basically to kick our butts out of bed, to get us moving, get us going in the morning. So for the person, that night person, which is a learned behavior, who's going to bed beyond the time that's correct for them, and they've trained their body to sleep through that high cortisol response. So even in the morning when the sun comes up, and even if you have your drapes closed, that sun exposure that comes through that little crack in your drapery, even on an overcast morning, is enough to get that cortisol response. So the person who has trained their body to sleep through that is no longer getting a rest and repair sleep at that time. So it's important not only to get enough quality sleep for yourself, to recognize that's when your body does its maintenance and repair, but it's also sleeping at the right times. All right, now after sleep is movement. Now most people, when I talk about movement, think I'm specifically talking about exercise. Now, exercise plays a role because, see, our bodies are designed to move, but it's not just with exercise. And one other point with exercise, and this is so true in my practice over the years, I find that with exercise, one of two things happen. Either people don't exercise at all, or they over-exercise. There never seems to be a balance there. They're either doing too much free radical damage and oxidative stress to the body, or they're not exercising at all. So finding that balance is important. But beside movement, it's just the overall movement within your body. Are you having 2 good healthy bowel movements per day? Is every vertebrae in your spine moving individually? Just is every aspect of your being moving on a regular basis. So that's what we're talking about with movement. And lastly, the exposure to the sun. Now I know we've all been told for about the last 30 years, stay out of the sun, cover up, use sunscreen, the sun is damaging, it's killing us, and we get all of this fear built in, but really, the exposure to the sun is an essential nutrient to your health, to your body. But it's on an individual basis. If your skin is as pale as a whiteboard, you don't spend 2 hours in the sun. You're going to have sun damage. But if your skin is very dark, and let's say from a genetic heritage that you grew up somewhere near the equator, you may need hours in the sun to get what the person with a very pale skin tone may achieve in just 10 minutes. So you want to pay attention to your individuality with sun exposure. All right, so now those are your fundamentals. That's building the house. But to understand, if you build a great, big, beautiful house, yet the house is built on a cracked, crumbled foundation, the house still falls down. Now the foundation, I simply just put the word energy into there. Now energy, I work with clients from various aspects of the world, of the United States, many different walks of life, so I don't attach anything specific to energy. I've had people categorize energy as vibrational, spiritual, a movement of light. I've heard it called many different names. Your chi, your kai, your prana, your life force, vital force, God, Buddha, Allah, Jesus Christ, Mother Nature, the universe, and the list goes on, right? And that can go on and on and on. But what I want you to understand, number one, whatever you categorize or call energy is a very personal decision, and I'm always going to respect that. But what is important for me is whatever you categorize energy, whatever you call energy, it needs to be moving through you in every moment of every day for you to be in your best of health. Now I'll address that in another video at another time that will be under the emotional release component. But that's what you're looking at. To build your health, you're looking at the foundation, which is based on energy. You're looking at deep breathing, drinking adequate amounts of good, clean, pure water, eating the foods that are right for your biochemical individuality, sleeping, not only a good quality sleep, but at the best times of the day, movement of every aspect of your being, and then getting exposure to the sun. So if watching this video, you're recognizing that, you know what, there's a couple fundamentals that I'm completely missing, I would welcome you to get a focus on those. I'd like to thank you for taking the time out of your busy day to watch this video on your fundamentals of health. I'm Glenn Depke of Depke Wellness. Wellness for yourself and wellness for the world. Thank you.